Being bombarded with love is when someone doesn't just fall in love with you, but creates an emotional Disneyland for you, with free admission and a mandatory exit through a therapist. It all starts off beautifully. You're the meaning of life, destiny, a cosmic coincidence, and perhaps the only person who has finally understood. It's amazing how quickly it happened, somewhere between coffee and dessert. Messages fly in like machine gun fire. I miss you. I'm thinking of you. We're meant for each other. 3 days later, talk of growing old together. A week later, a slight sense of bewilderment as to why you haven't yet deleted all your friends of the opposite sex and moved into his or her emotional orbit. The secret is that it's not love, it's an intense rush. They don't get to know you, they claim you as their own. And they do it so fast that you don't even have time to ask the simple question, do we even know each other? But your brain is already hooked on dopamine. You're loved, you're desired, you've been elevated to the status of a miracle. Who would voluntarily turn that down? That's right, someone without the internet or emotional baggage. And then the second act begins, control disguised as this is just important to me. Why didn't you reply? Why don't you miss me just as much? Why do you have a life outside this sudden romance of the century? And suddenly you're no longer in a fairy tale, but in a very intrusive soap opera with no stop button. The most ironic thing is that first they idolize you, and then they present you with the bill for that adoration. And try not to pay. After all, I'm everything to you. Of course, everything, including anxiety, pressure, and a subtle hint of losing yourself. The ending to stories like this is usually predictable. Either you step off this roller coaster feeling a little dizzy but enriched by the experience, or you stay on, trying to recapture that very first day when you were loved just because. The bad news is, it was all a setup. Well, now you know what love looks like when it's too loud to be real. So if you're swept away by a sudden, all-consuming wave of passion again, don't rush to drown. Sometimes it's not an ocean of emotion, but just a very well-planned flood. Subscribe and stay in the loop.